British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good morning. Welcome to your newscast for 10 a.m. My name is Gina Tang. Here is what is making news this morning. Just this morning, officials have said the decision to clear a pro-Palestinian encampment at George Washington University was based on increased threats to public safety. Police have arrested demonstrators. Of those people, 33 have been arrested. DCC police officer Sherry Preston has more on what went down at the encampment.
As officers took action after counter-protesters entered the encampment. Then they got word that more pro-Palestinian protesters from other schools, including Columbia, may have also shown up.
As the encampment was being cleared, additional protesters arrived outside of our perimeter. These individuals engaged our officers at 20th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue. Our officers did deploy pepper spray.
At least 33 people were arrested as the encampment was cleared and protesters dispersed.
After reports of record-breaking temperatures, heat emergency response programs have been adopted by local activist organizations. With summer just around the corner, the city of Vancouver has implemented specific outreach programs to assist those most vulnerable during the high temperatures. Vice President of the Heart Tattoo Society, Evan Reeks, says that the large sense of community on the downtown east side ensures that people are well taken care of. After a year of ongoing investigation of the allegations of 3 men being accused of murdering Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar has finally made their first court appearances on Monday. There are many in the Sikh community still reeling. Reporter Ryan Bowles found out more on how the community has come together. Bowles said the Sikh community in Canada is still reeling from the murder of activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. For many in the community, it was a validation of fears that had coming to Canada. Danish Singh, the national president for the World Sikh Organization of Canada, says the support they received from all sides is encouraging. Singh says he'd like to see the government provide better protection for Sikhs in Canada through law enforcement. Ontario Provincial Police have charged 64 people and laid nearly 350 charges in a series of child sexual abuse and exploitation investigations. They have identified 34 victims and safeguarded 30 children. Detective Staff Sergeant Tim Brown is urging parents to be alert.
Imagine how you would feel if a stranger approached your child in a park. This same level of gravity must be translated to the digital playgrounds where predators lurk under the cover of anonymity and false identities.
Next up, good news for hockey fans, as Vancouver has confirmed it will be hosting Canucks viewing parties beginning Sunday. Sunday's watch party will be located at Oak Meadows Park with room for about 22,000 people. Mayor Ken Sim said libraries and community centers will be open. Suncor Energy said it is leasing and operating a number of oil tanker ships to carry crude from the recently completed Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion to Pacific markets. Michelle Sadikian has more on the Suncor company's intentions.
The company says leasing and operating the tankers itself means Suncor saves on shipping costs. It expects the crude oil loaded off the Trans Mountain Pipeline to be delivered primarily to California as well as Asian markets. Suncor's trading offices have been working to strengthen relationships with customers along the West Coast and Asia to capitalize on the opening of the Trans Mountain project. The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion runs from Alberta to the BC coast and marked its official opening last week.
Cell phones, television, and radios will erupt with the sound of an emergency alert test later today. This alert is meant to urge public for safety information. Reporter Jason White has more on the specifics.
Provincial and territorial emergency management organizations already do regular tests of the emergency alert system, but this is the first time the federal government will test its capacity to issue alerts. The government says it recently signed an agreement to issue alerts on information of national interest that falls within federal jurisdiction. It will hold tests today in 8 provinces and territories, while provincial and territorial authorities will conduct tests in another 4. The sole exception is Ontario, where the test will take place on May 15th.
That has been your morning newscast to 10. See you next time. Gina Tang.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.